And those two things alone will have a huge impact on the cost base, and that'll enable us to get the mine back onto production on the back of the existing resource, first of all, but also the resource upside that we're targeting at the moment, partly with this financing we've just raised.
All right, welcome back inside our Proactive newsroom. And joining me now is Iain Macpherson. He is the CEO of Tolu Minerals. And Iain, good to see you. How are you?
I'm very good, thanks, Steve. Good to see you as well.
Yeah, so the company out with some news about a very successful, what you're calling an accelerator raise, 26.7 million. Let's talk about the accelerator part of it and just about the demand that you're seeing for this particular raise.
Sure. Australian dollars, of course.
Yeah.
Not US, just to be clear. Yes, Steve, as you know, we IPO'd the company in November of last year. And it was really premised on leveraging the infrastructure of a historically operated very high-grade mine that had shut down for operational reasons rather than resource reasons, on a very large resource footprint with very large exploration upside regionally. So this raise has really been about accelerating the progress to the redevelopment of the project and accelerating the regional exploration work, particularly on the back of a recent, an airborne magnetotelluric survey that we started in about March or April and is still underway, which is giving us some really exciting targets both on and around the mine, but also more regionally. And the second element, so it's about accelerating the work to define those targets better, follow up on those targets with drilling ultimately. But it's also about accelerating the return of the mine to production and being able to ramp up the production faster than we'd originally envisaged. And we've taken advantage of a really good gold market at the moment and a generally more positive sentiment to the space. And it's enabled us to do this accelerator raise.
Yeah, let's sort of take those in two sections. Let's start with the mine first, because as you mentioned, there's work going on to restart that. So maybe update everyone to where you're at, and this is coming fairly quickly, right?
It's coming very quickly. Yes, it's a mine that was built in '95. It's a fully self-contained, relatively small but very high grade, typical epithermal gold silver producer. Operated for 20 years, and as I say, shut down because of operational reasons, essentially, not because of resource. And the main reason being it was always exclusively helicopter serviced, which was fine in the early 2000s, but by the late 2000s, fuel had become a very different beast, and it was just a killer. So we've got a couple of key tasks ahead of us. One is to obviously get a road through, and it's not a massive road, and that road will be through first vehicles by the end of the year is our target. Second is to recommission a hydroelectric power station that the mine owns, that was allowed to get in disrepair. And those two things alone will have a huge impact on the cost base, and that'll enable us to get the mine back onto production on the back of the existing resource, first of all, but also the resource upside that we're targeting at the moment, partly with this financing we've just raised.
Yeah. On the exploration side of things, as you mentioned, you're still working on that magnetic survey, so that's continuing. Already has shown some decent results and some targets that you want to look at. Is it a large area that you're looking at with this survey?
Yes, we're covering our entire footprint, which is the survey is ultimately around about 2,500 square kilometers. We've done about 900 square kilometers so far over the core central section, and also a couple of key strategic targets within our portfolio. Yes, it's throwing out some amazing targets. I mean, the whole of PNG is a treasure store for gold, copper ore bodies. It's a great production region. It's open-ended. There's huge exploration to be done, and it's throwing out some wonderful targets, which is important because conventional exploration in PNG is not the easiest in the world because of the terrain and the remoteness. So anything you can do to enhance the targeting really improves things, improves the cost of exploration, improves the success rate. And that's the basis for the MT. It's a magnetotelluric survey, by the way, not magnetic. It's a new generational geophysics thing that looks at the conductivity essentially and resistivity in the crust. And it gives you a very good picture, literally, of what's down there, down to about 1.5 kilometers. So it's a very, very powerful and useful tool.
Good. And that's obviously going to lead to drilling. Are you hoping to get that into early 2025? Is that what it looks like?
We're already drilling. We're drilling.
Okay.
We've got our own rig, and we're drilling a number of. We're actually in our second drilling campaign at the moment. The first one was just to the south of the mining lease on known grade extensions of the structure, and the current drilling is actually on top of the mining lease, looking at some of the startup production areas to get them into a higher category. And clearly on the back of the airborne magnetotelluric, we'll be looking at bringing in extra rigs to look at some of those new targets. The interpretation is still underway. The first pass interpretation has been completed on the work that we've done, and we put an announcement out a couple of weeks ago about that. But there's further interpretation and further work, and that'll define future targets.
Well, it's going to be a pretty busy one, especially at the end of this year and into 2025 as well. Iain, thanks very much. Good to talk to you and get an update on where everything's at. And we look forward to our next conversation. Okay.
Thank you very much, Steve. I'll look forward to that as well. Thank you for the time.
Yeah, absolutely. Iain Macpherson, the CEO of Tolu Minerals.